Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. It is officially that time of the year once again. It is Call of Duty season, my friends. Vanguard is here. I was actually lucky enough to play it a little bit early thanks to Activision, so shout out to them for actually allowing me to jump on and get some footage for you guys and be able to talk about this game more in depth come launch time here. And today we got a pretty fun video. We are looking at every single weapon that we have in the game, all primaries, all secondaries. We're looking at all the perks, all the equipment, all the field upgrades, and my personal favorites, every single Mastery Camo in the game, because we got to look at those, and let me tell you, they're pretty interesting. So as we go through it all today, if you enjoy the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it. Seriously, does help grow the channel. Let's try and aim for 3,000 likes on this one. And of course, if you're new to the channel, or if you're part of the just over 55% of viewers who are not already subscribed here, each and every single day, I am always covering everything going on in COD, whether it's news, updates, intel, loadouts, tips, it is all right here. So feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. That way you'll always know whenever I post a new video. Also, in celebration of the Vanguard launch, my friends over at G Fuel have bumped code Immortal back up to 30% off for the time being. So if you want to grab a new tub, a shaker cup, a starter pack, or anything else on the G Fuel site, code Immortal has you covered there. So first up, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at all the weapons, all the primaries, all the secondaries, and see what you can look forward to actually unlocking as you rank up through the first initial prestige that we have here in Vanguard. So when it comes to the rifles, we actually saw quite a bit of these back during the alpha and the beta. So first up, we got the STG, which let me tell you, already pretty good. I got a video coming on that later on this week, so stay tuned for that. We also have the Automaton up in here as well. We got the Itra Burst, which I wasn't really a huge fan of before. The bar, of course, is back. You get that at level 25. This thing hits like a truck. We also have the AS-44. I played with this one a little bit in the whole gunfight or the Champion Hill mode. It's actually pretty spicy, if I do say so myself. We also have the NZ-41, and then finally the Volkstrom Gewehr in there as well. Also, just a heads up, I'm probably going to mispronounce some of these names because I'm just bad at words and there's nothing I can do about that. As far as the SMGs go, we've got the MP40, we got the Sten, we got the M1928, aka the Tommy gun, we've got the Owen gun, we've got the Type 100, then also the PPSH-41. So some pretty familiar ones there. And of course, we also saw a handful of these during the alpha and the beta as well. For shotguns, we've got the revolving shotgun here, we've got the combat shotgun, we've got the Gracie Auto, and then also the double barrel as well. So only 4 shotguns here. Obviously about as lethal as it gets up close, but no range. Not really a big shotgun guy, but you got some variety here. For the LMGs, we've got the MG42, we got the dinner plate, the DP27, we got the Type 11, and then also the Bren as well. For marksman rifles, we're looking at the M1 Grand, the SVT40, then also the G43. For snipers, we got the Type 99, we got the 3-line rifle, aka the Mosin, then also the classic, the icon, the car, which I'm seriously looking forward to trying out in Warzone once the integration happens, just to see how it rivals the Modern Warfare 2019 car. Then for melees, as far as the primary goes, we got the Combat Shield or the Riot Shield. Gonna be fun to do the camo challenges on this one. Now for the secondaries, we're looking at the pistols here. First up, we got the Rat, we've got the Top Break, which is pretty much like the Magnum here. We got the 1911, we've got the Clouser, and we also have the machine pistol as well, which the recoil still absolutely brutal on this thing until you get some attachments unlocked for it. But quite a few options here. Again, quite a few camo challenges to unlock as well. For the launchers, these are going to be just the death of me when it comes to unlocking all these camos. We've got the M1 Bazooka, we got the Panzer Shrek, we've got the Panzer Faust, and we also have the MK11 launcher in there too. Then for secondary melees, we just have the combat knife. Plain and simple, nice and easy there. So those are all the primaries and secondaries you'll see on launch. When it comes to the perks, we also have several options here. 6 per class, obviously 3 classes, 18 in total. Some quick math for you. As far as perk 1 goes, we got Fortified. This reduces damage from explosives, so it's kind of like having EOD on there. We've got Survival Training, which is maximized resistance to stuns, so it's sort of like battle hardened in a sense. Both those being in perk 1 makes things a little bit tricky, depending on how you want to adjust yourself for defense in a way. We also have Ninja, which allows you to move silently, reduces your footstep audio, so now a lot of players are going to be using this. You also reduce your fall damage, which is just glorious for me. Now, I don't care too much about footsteps, but that fall damage buff, that's that you're speaking to, you know, the fall damage guy here, so I'm going to be using that quite a bit. We also have Dauntless, which gives you immunity to movement reducing effects, so things that make you move slower or stuff like that, that actually counters that. We've got Ghost, which makes you undetectable by spy planes, enemy intel, and field mics, pretty useful stuff. And then also Cold-Blooded, which makes you invisible to AI-controlled kill streaks and whatnot. Usual stuff with that one. Now in perk 2, first up, we've got Tracker. This gives you the enemy footprint trail, so you can sort of see where enemies are running to. We've got Radar, which gives you basically the classic minimap from COD, the one, you know, pre-MW 2019, where if an enemy shoots and they're not using a suppressor, they're gonna show up on the minimap. So that could be kind of a crutch one, honestly. We've got High Alert, which obviously gives you that little vision pulse if someone's looking at you, which can be pretty useful. We've got Engineer. This allows you to detect equipment, field grenades, kill streaks, all that through walls. It highlights them so you can see that stuff. We've got Forward Intel, which gives you indicators for enemy reinforcements on your minimap, and it shows a larger area on that map in general. If you're using the square minimap, which you should be, that actually could be semi-useful. We also have Piercing Vision. This actually gives you basically that little legal wall hack. It's kind of like Combat Scout over in Warzone. Not too sure how I feel about this one, but luckily there are some pretty beneficial ones in here that I think compete with that pretty well. Radar especially is going to be a pretty big one. And then finally here in perk 3, we got Double Time, gives you that double duration on the tack sprint and increased crouch movement. To me, that's a big one. I love rushing around. We've got Demolition, gives you that extra lethal, and Thrown Lethals and Tacticals display that indicator showing the path where they're going to actually land. So if you're a big nade guy, that could be pretty useful. Lightweight increases that movement speed, loving that as well. Interesting that they gave Double Time and Lightweight to perk 3. Obviously, if they were in separate ones, you could just fly and fry 24/7, right? So good competition there. I do feel like Lightweight might sort of, outweigh Double Time when it comes to usage there. We've got Overkill, gives you 2 primaries, a lot more useful in Warzone than it is in multiplayer. We've got Tactician, which allows you to restock your equipment every 30 seconds, which is pretty useful, so just the restock perk. And then finally, Scavenger, you get extra ammo from dead players. Pretty basic there. Now for the equipment, we've got the regular frag grenade, nothing out of the ordinary there. We've got the Gammon Bomb, which basically explodes on impact, doesn't do much damage, but it's annoying to say the least. So not really a huge fan of this though, based off my play with this one so far. We got the Throwing Knife, very basic there. Thermite, same deal. If it catches onto somebody, they're gonna be on fire, running around like a chicken with their head cut off, easy kills. We got the Demolition Charge, which is basically the C4. You can double tap square or X to detonate that. Then we also have the Molotov in there too. Then for the tacticals, we've got the number 69 stun grenade, nice. We also have the smoke grenade. We've got the stim, which I think is very useful in multiplayer, especially with the TTK and how it's set now. Regenning can be pretty crucial. We got the gas grenade, very annoying to run into. We've got the S-mine, aka like the bouncing Betty essentially. Then also the decoy, which I don't really ever see anyone using. Now, as far as the kill streaks go, this is another area of focus I want to break down. Not a ton of options here, but I definitely think we have room for more just based off of what we're looking at here with this bottom bar. That right side of the screen is pretty empty, so I think we're going to see quite a few more streaks added to the game. But we got Intel, which is basically like that personal UAV. We got the care package. We got the regular spy plane, just the UAV, the counter spy plane. We've got the glide bomb, which is a lot easier to control now. Let me tell you, just based off of personal, experience. We also have the mortar barrage. We've got the war machine, or the grenade launcher here. We got the guard dog. So Riley is back and looking better than ever. Absolute beast right there. We've got the strafe run. We also have the bombing run. This thing took me out more than it took out other players, if I'm being honest with you, so I'm not a huge fan of that one. We also have the death machine up in here. We got the emergency airdrop back yet again. We've got the flame knot, which comes equipped with a ton of health and a flamethrower that has a lot of range. I can, again, tell you from personal experience, not fun to run into those. We got the attack dogs, of course, a classic streak there. We got the firebombing run, and then we also have local informants. While active, reveals the location and direction of all enemies. So this is basically that advanced UAV. Then moving on into field upgrades, not a ton here, but the last one especially is a very interesting one to say the least. So first up, we got the supply box or the Muni, just more ammo and equipment. We got the Goliath, which is kind of like the whole Wilson streak that we saw back from Modern Warfare, very similar to that. Dead Silence, which I don't think is going to be as useful anymore considering Ninja exists now. We've got the Jammer streak, which jams the enemy radar if you're walking into that area. We've got deployable cover. Pretty basic there. We've seen that one before. We've got armor plates, which now recharge at a slower rate, just gives you that extra health, which can be pretty beneficial. We got the field mic, that mini UAV. We have the tac insert back yet again, so you can choose your spawn points. Then we have Dead Drop, which is a brand new one. This records your current kill streak score and awards it back when you respawn next. Now, it is also a fast recharge rate. So basically, let's say you are on a 10 streak, you're one off the dogs, and you pop this, and then little Timmy in the corner takes you out. When you spawn back in, usually you'd be on a 0 kill streak, obviously, because you just died. But if you have this active, you'll stay on that 10 kill streak. So it's a way to keep your streak alive. We don't know if it works with like the V2 rocket, but for actual kill streaks, it's a way to keep your kill streak alive, even if you, get a death in there, if you pop it and have it activated. So it's definitely a timing thing, but it could be abused by good players or by some lucky players here and there. I'm really curious to see if this ends up becoming a problem. And then last but not least, we've got the Mastery Camos. We actually have Mastery Camos for multiplayer and for zombies that we can see here in multiplayer. Now, I've gone and leveled up my STG a little bit through our playtime thus far. Again, thank you to Activision for letting me play it a bit early, but I don't have all of them unlocked, but for some reason, it still lets you see those completionist camos, maybe to entice you to get on that grind, right? Because these things look pretty sick. First up, we've got gold and all of its buttery goodness over here. It looks really bright, really like just pleasing, I would say. Like, it's a very clean looking camo. Best of all, I'm using a blueprint here and it covers all of the weapon, which I love. Something Modern Warfare did very poorly and Warzone does very poorly. Then we got the diamond camo. We got studs on studs on studs all over this weapon. Again, covers it very well. And then the multiplayer mastery camo. Obviously, gold is unlocked per weapon. Diamond is per weapon class. We've got atomic, baby. And let me tell you, this is Damascus, but tuned to the extreme level. So it's very similar to that Damascus pattern, but obviously, as you guys can see, it flows on your weapon. If we go ahead, we can actually preview what this looks like in the little gunsmith area. I love how this looks. It's so simple, but it's just so clean at the same time. I love how vibrant it is with the yellows and the reds and like the pinks and the magentas. Obviously, we got the blue and the purple flowing on there. I think this looks really, really good. I'm very excited to get on that camo grind. But of course, that's only half of the camos here. We also have the zombies completionist camos, which you can, it seems, use here in multiplayer. First up, we got Golden Viper, which is less gold and more ruby. I think we're still on these placeholder names because it's obviously the same as, Cold War zombies right now. But Golden Viper, as it's called now, is like this ruby camo that looks really, really clean in my opinion. I love that red. It's very like, copy and paste of gold, but just a different shade. But again, looks very clean. Plague Diamond doesn't look all that different from Diamond. This one definitely takes the L in that competition. And then finally, Dark Aether, as it's known now. We might see some changes come launch. Obviously, this is a pre-release build here, but it's basically that green dark matter, which I also think looks very, very clean. Now, it doesn't move in as much of a cool way as Dark Aether from Cold War, but that green and black camouflage pattern I think looks really, really cool. By far, in my opinion, what I was the most excited to check out. I'm glad we can actually preview these on the main menu now because they are some very, very cool looking things. But yeah, with all that being said, that is every weapon, every perk, every piece of equipment, all the streaks, all the field upgrades, and the mastery camos here in Vanguard Multiplayer, and also zombies for the camos. And that's going to wrap things up for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, this quick peek at what to expect with Vanguard this year. Tons of content, tons of fun. I am very eager to get in and continue the grind. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like on it. Would be seriously appreciated. And if you're new to the channel or if you have not already subscribed, feel free to do so. That way you can always guarantee you are up to date with everything going on in COD, news, updates, loadouts, class setups. It is all right here, so be sure to hit that sub button, tap that bell icon. That way you can always guarantee you know whenever I post a new video. But again, thank you guys so much for watching, and until the next one, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.